Dear ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when quitting feels easier than continuing, when the weight on your shoulders gets heavier and the silence of your struggle grows louder. You wonder, is it even worth it? You question your calling, your ability, and sometimes even your worth. But I came to remind you of one powerful truth. Keep showing up. When the door doesn't open, show up again. When your prayers go unanswered, show up again. When no one claps for you, show up again. When the voice inside tells you you're not enough, you silence that voice with action. You show up again. You don't need to be the most talented, the most connected, or the most qualified. You just need to be consistent. God can work with effort. Grace flows through perseverance. You can't see the harvest if you walk away in the middle of the planting. Breakthroughs don't come to those who wish. They come to those who show up when it's hard, stay when it hurts, and trust when it's dark. Your faithfulness today is preparing you for the victory tomorrow, so even when the tears are falling, even when your heart is breaking, even when nothing around you is changing, keep showing up, because your presence carries power, your consistency breaks chains, and your refusal to quit is the loudest shout of faith this world needs to hear. Don't stop. Don't give in. Don't count yourself out. Because God hasn't. 10 key points from the speech. Consistency is more powerful than perfection. Showing up during struggle builds spiritual resilience. Faith isn't proven when things are easy. It's proven when it's hard. Breakthrough comes through perseverance, not passivity. Your actions silence your doubts. God honors commitment even when results aren't visible. Presence often precedes promotion. Every act of showing up strengthens your purpose. You don't need clarity to continue, just courage. Victory belongs to those who don't give up when they feel invisible. Absolutely. Here's a *** long form expansion *** key point 1. Consistency is more powerful than perfection. *** in the motivational style you're looking for, without subtitles or conclusion. We live in a culture obsessed with perfection. We scroll through curated lives on social media, hear flawless speeches, see picture perfect results, and subconsciously begin to believe that if we can't do it perfectly, we shouldn't do it at all. But life was never designed to be lived perfectly, it was designed to be lived faithfully. And that's where consistency steps in. Consistency doesn't look impressive on the surface, it's not glamorous, it doesn't go viral, but it is the foundation that greatness is built on. Think about it. No one ever became strong by lifting a heavy weight once. They became strong by lifting a little weight again and again and again, not because they felt like it every day, not because they were motivated every day, but because they were committed. The power of consistency lies in what it builds behind the scenes. Every time you show up, even when you're tired, even when you feel unseen, even when you doubt yourself, you are laying a brick, you're building something. It may not be visible to the world yet. It may not feel like progress. But what you are doing is planting seeds that will grow in due season. Perfection waits for ideal conditions. Consistency works with whatever you've got. Perfection hesitates, overthinks, procrastinates. But consistency says, I may not be perfect, but I'm present. And let me tell you something. *** presence is powerful. *** when you keep showing up, despite the mess, despite the flaws, despite the fears, you're making a statement that your faith is bigger than your feelings. That your commitment is stronger than your excuses. Consistency produces transformation because it keeps the process alive. It's not the occasional effort that changes a life. It's the daily decision to try again. And sometimes that's all it takes. Not brilliance, not talent, not perfection. Just the choice to keep showing up and doing what you can, where you are, with what you have. You might fail. You might stumble. You might feel like you're not moving fast enough. But if you keep showing up, you are building momentum. You are growing deeper roots. And one day you'll realize that the strength you were looking for didn't come in the spotlight. It came in the shadows of your quiet consistency. The days when nobody saw you. The mornings when you wanted to quit but didn't. The nights when your heart was heavy, but your faith stayed strong. Perfection is a myth, but consistency, that's a miracle in motion. And it belongs to the ones who refuse to give up, the ones who just keep showing up, certainly. Here's a long form expansion of key point 2. Showing up during struggle builds spiritual resilience, written in a passionate and uplifting tone without subtitles or a formal conclusion. Struggle has a way of testing who you really are. When everything is going well, when life is easy and the road is smooth, it's simple to stay motivated, to stay faithful, to keep moving forward. But when things fall apart, when you feel like you're walking through fire, when nothing makes sense, that's where true resilience is formed. That's where your soul learns how to stand. You see, struggle doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're being stretched. You're being refined. It means your faith is being given an opportunity to grow stronger roots. And the greatest growth rarely comes in comfort. It comes in crisis. It comes in the middle of tears, of confusion, of battles you never asked for. But when you show up in those moments, not with all the answers, not with all the strength, but with a heart that says, I'm still here, something powerful begins to happen inside you. Every time you show up in struggle, you are pushing back against the darkness. You are telling your storm, you may rage around me, but you will not rule within me. You are showing your doubts, your fears, your pain, that you may be bruised, but you are not broken. You are bending, but you are not giving up. And with every decision to keep walking through it, not run from it, you are becoming spiritually unshakable. You are not just enduring the struggle, you are being equipped by it, because resilience is not built in the absence of hardship, it's born right in the center of it. When your emotions scream quit, but your spirit whispers stay, when everything in your world seems to crumble, and yet your feet still hit the floor in the morning, and you still choose to believe, to try, to hope, that's spiritual strength being developed. That's inner fire being kindled. God never wastes struggle. Every tear, every unanswered question, every sleepless night, it all gets woven into the fabric of your resilience. And every time you show up, when it would have been easier to disappear, you are exercising a level of courage that will carry you far beyond the trial you're in now. Sometimes you won't feel strong. Sometimes showing up might look like simply not giving up. It might look like praying with a cracked voice. It might look like taking one shaky step forward. It might look like smiling through the pain, speaking life while your heart still hurts, or standing firm when your knees want to buckle. That is not weakness, that is resilience. The world tells us that struggle is a sign of defeat, but in truth, it is often the doorway to our deepest strength. And when you show up in that place, when you refuse to let your circumstances define your character, you begin to walk in a power that the struggle can't steal, a power that doesn't come from what you have, but from what you've been through, and how you kept standing. Because every storm you walk through while still showing up, it doesn't break you, it builds you, certainly. Here's a long form expansion of key point 3. Faith isn't proven when things are easy, it's proven when it's hard, in a deep, emotionally resonant tone without any subtitle or formal conclusion. Anyone can have faith when the skies are blue, the doors are opening, and everything is falling into place. It's easy to speak of trust when prayers are answered, when the path is clear, when strength is overflowing. But the real measure of faith is not found in the sunshine, it's revealed in the storm. Faith doesn't truly show itself in the moments when life makes sense. It shows itself in the moments when nothing does. Real faith steps forward when logic steps back, when the road ahead disappears into fog, and yet something in your soul says, take the next step anyway. That's not hope based on circumstances, that's confidence built in something deeper than what your eyes can see. That's faith, and that kind of faith only emerges in the tension, in the pressure, in the unknown. There are seasons in life where you will pray and hear silence, where you will believe but not yet see, where you will stand and still feel the wind pushing against you. And in those seasons, you'll be tempted to believe your faith is failing. But that's a lie. Your faith is not failing, it's being forged. It's being shaped in the fire, refined in the difficulty. Because faith that has never been tested cannot be trusted, and what you build in the dark will carry you in the light. When things get hard, and they will, your emotions may shake, your thoughts may scatter, your energy may fade. But if your faith is rooted in something greater than your feelings, you will endure, you will keep standing. That's when faith becomes more than words. It becomes your weapon, your anchor, your lifeline. Faith says, even though I don't see the outcome, I trust the one who holds it. Faith says, even if I walk through the valley, I will not fear. Faith says, even though I feel weak, I know this battle is not mine alone. You may feel like everything is being taken from you in a hard season, your peace, your confidence, your support system. But sometimes what's really happening is that everything that doesn't belong is being stripped away so your faith can stand alone, pure, unshaken, fully dependent not on what you have, but on who holds you. Hard times reveal the foundation. When the storm hits, you don't build faith, you discover it. You find out what your trust is really in. Is it in comfort? Is it in routine? Or is it in something higher? Something eternal. That's why struggle isn't always the enemy. It exposes what we truly rely on. And if you keep showing up in that struggle, if you keep trusting when there's no evidence, if you keep believing when the odds are against you, you are walking in a level of faith that moves mountains. So don't be discouraged by the hard season. It's not a sign of failure, it's a proving ground. It's where your faith sheds its surface layers and goes deeper, becomes stronger, becomes real. Because true faith doesn't need comfort to exist, it thrives in chaos. It holds firm when everything else falls away, and that kind of faith, that's unshakable, certainly. Here is a *** large, length expansion *** key point 4. Breakthrough comes through perseverance, not passivity, ***, written in a bold and passionate tone without any subtitle or formal conclusion. There is a common misunderstanding that breakthrough is something that just happens. That if we wait long enough, if we're lucky enough, if we sit still with our hands folded long enough, something will shift. But the truth is, breakthrough doesn't come to the passive. It doesn't come to the one who only waits. It comes to the one who persists. To the one who keeps digging when there's no sign of water. To the one who keeps pushing when the door won't budge. To the one who refuses to give up when everything says it's over. Breakthrough is the reward of perseverance. It is born through sweat, through struggle, through long nights of questioning and quiet days of discipline. It is formed in the daily, unglamorous decision to try again, not because you feel like it, but because your spirit won't let you quit. Passivity is the voice that whispers, if it was meant to be, it would have happened by now. But perseverance shouts back, if it hasn't happened yet, it's because I'm not finished fighting for it. There is a spiritual authority that builds when you keep pressing forward in the absence of progress, when you refuse to allow delay to be mistaken for denial. That's when you begin to unlock things that passive people never reach, not because you were stronger, but because you were more stubborn in your faith. Breakthrough isn't a single moment, it's the product of 1,000 invisible steps. 1,000 times you got back up. 1,000 times you prayed, cried, and still showed up. 1,000 days where you felt unnoticed but remained unshaken. Perseverance is what happens when belief outlasts the battle. When you dig in even when the ground feels dry, when you praise even while the prison doors are still locked, the people who see breakthrough are not always the most gifted, the most educated, or the most positioned. They're often the ones who simply refuse to walk away. They stayed when others walked off. They sowed when nothing was growing. They kept moving when their legs were tired, when their hearts were heavy, when the outcome was uncertain. That's where breakthrough breakthrough happens, not on the mountaintop, but in the decision to climb, even when the climb feels endless. If you are waiting for your situation to change before you move, you may never move. But if you decide to keep going in spite of the silence, in spite of the frustration, in spite of the failures, you put yourself in alignment for something powerful, not because of your ability, but because of your endurance. Perseverance isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's about showing up again and again and again, even when you don't feel strong, even when you don't feel seen. Because every time you persist, every time you press on, you are chipping away at the wall that stands in front of you. And you never know when that final blow, the one that breaks it wide open, is coming. It may be the very next time you show up. So don't fall into the trap of waiting for your breakthrough to arrive like a package on your doorstep. Breakthrough must be pursued, and it's pursued with grit, with heart, with the unshakable belief that what's ahead of you is worth every step, every tear, every sacrifice. The miracle is not just in what's coming, it's in your refusal to stop until it comes.